Dr. Anthony Fauci, part of the president's coronavirus task force, talking about President Trump's coronavirus diagnosis today. NBC News senior national correspondent Kate Snow spoke to Dr. Fauci in a live stream for Cornell's Stay Homecoming. She joins me now. Kate, what did Dr. Fauci say about the president's return to the White House last night, especially removing his mask while he is still contagious, according to the CDC?
Right. So let me be clear. Dr. Fauci is not on the team of physicians treating the president, nor is he directly involved in the messaging that's happening. He made that very clear. He also made clear that he was not going to directly criticize the president. All that said, when I asked about the image of not wearing a mask and the words that were said in the video last night when the president said that this essentially is not that big a deal, don't be scared. This is what Dr. Fauci said to me. He said, I'm going to start by repeating what I say all the time. He said, it is important in the environment we're in right now with COVID-19 and the spread of infection in our community with 40,000 new infections a day, that some things should be universally practiced. And that is wearing masks, avoiding crowds, keeping a distance, doing things outdoors more than indoors, and Allison, washing our hands frequently. And then he says, it doesn't matter who you are. So I think we could read that as a message of no matter who you are, even if you're the leader of the free world, you need to wear a mask.
Yeah, those precautions apply to all. It sounds like he's saying. Kate, President Trump has compared the coronavirus to the flu. What did Dr. Fauci say about that comparison?
So he was very clear about this when talking about the flu versus COVID. The flu, in his mind, is much more COVID is much more serious. Let me play that bit of sound, what he said.
COVID-19 is a serious situation. It is a viral disease that has a broad range of manifestations with the potential to make people very ill and kill them. The numbers speak for themselves. We have 210,000 deaths and over 7 million infections in the United States and over 1 million deaths globally. So this is not a trivial disease. People in the United States should realize that it is not a trivial disease. The potential for what COVID can do, what SARS coronavirus 2 can do, is very, very much different from influenza. You don't get a pandemic that kills 1 million people, and it isn't even over yet with influenza.
So again, Allison, that's something he's been saying all along, that we shouldn't think of this as just another flu, that this is a deadly virus.
Kate, the president has been suggesting that we could get a vaccine around Election Day. What did Dr. Fauci tell you about a potential vaccine timeline?
Yeah, I think the president said last night, momentarily, we would have a vaccine. So I asked Dr. Fauci what his timeline looks like, what he thinks in his best estimation. And he had some good news. He said, I think we're getting close. There are a lot of trials underway, and we could have it this year. Take a listen.
And my projection is that it is very likely that we will know by November or December of 2020 that we have a safe and effective vaccine. It is conceivable that we will know earlier, like in October. I think that is unlikely, but not impossible. My bet would be that it's November or December. So the question is, you never know if you have a safe and effective vaccine unless you finish and do the clinical trial.
And then, Allison, he went on to say that if in this best case scenario, we have something that is clinically or in trials proven to be safe and effective, maybe then when would it be distributed to a lot of Americans? He said potentially the beginning of distribution could be late this year, early next year. All that said, Allison, he's still worried about where we are right this moment. We talked about the holidays. You know, Halloween is on a Saturday, Thanksgiving's coming, Christmas and Hanukkah. And his message there, I don't mean to bum you out, but he basically said, we're not going to have the same holidays we're used to. We're going to have to be very careful. We're going to have to be having very small gatherings and staying outside as much as possible. It's everything we expect, but to hear Dr. Fauci say it was like,
right.
You know, that's what it's coming to.
Oh, It's totally a bummer, but I think a lot of Americans are coming to that reality now. We're all having those conversations about what the holidays are going to look like and how different they're going to be this year. Kate Snow, Cornell class of 91. Great chat with Dr. Fauci. Thank you for sharing it with us.
I love your T-shirt, by the way, Tuesday. It reminded me what day it is.
It's the only day that keeps me on, the only thing that keeps me on schedule. Wearing the days of the week, I have to do it.
All right.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.